You back to Black Site tonight. We're going to talk about Hall of Famer Ed Reed being fired from Bethune-Cookman after 25 days as head coach. First, I would like for you to subscribe to this channel. Hit that like button, hit that notification button, but also comment on this video. Ed Reed was promised to be Bethune-Cookman head coach. But what happened is that Ed Reed went on a rant about unprofessionalism at the institution. He talked about the athletic facilities and their conditions. He talked about they were not being maintained by the university. He also talked about corruption at the university. And Ed Reed, in the back of his mind, had to know there would be consequences for his rant. And today, Bethune-Cookman told him his services were no longer needed at that institution. Bethune-Cookman has gone 2-9 in the last 2 seasons in the SWAC conference. And yes, they want to improve. But they wanted something for nothing. And they should have pulled Ed Reed to the side and put all the information they had on the table. That they didn't have the money for the program, or they didn't have the proper facilities, or they needed some time to upgrade the facilities. But Ed Reed had to find out on his own. So he went into the media. He went to Deion Sanders, who believed that he had to deal with the same thing at Jackson State. He had to upgrade the facilities, and he said he had to deal with a corrupt administration. Now I'm going to take a look at some of the administrations at HBCUs across the nation. We just went through something at the most prestigious HBCU in the country, which was Howard University this year. The dorm issue, in which mold was growing. We had an issue at Florida A&M, where the band was being mistreated by the university. We had other universities that have had problems, and the administration didn't solve those problems before the students came back for the fall semester. Now we know that Joe Biden and President Trump both spent billions of dollars on HBCUs. The Build Back Better program, I think they put a couple of billion in there. The American Rescue program, a couple of billion in there. I know Trump put several billion in there within his budget. So most people would say, where is all the money going? Yes, I know they have to pay staff. I know they have to make sure they have the best professors possible, that they have the best equipment possible. But these programs, especially the athletic programs, are lacking at these institutions. The first thing Deion Sanders did when he went to Jackson State, he said, I got to upgrade the facilities, got to make the locker room look better, the practice facilities look better, game day look better. And he did all that at Jackson State. And it seems like you would have thought that the other member institutions would have picked up on that and also tried to upgrade their facilities. Now we know that these institutions' budgets, when it comes to athletic, is nowhere close to a Colorado or Alabama or Auburn, Michigan, USC, because they have more dollars to spend. They have a huge endowment program, which is in the billions of dollars. But when you bring in someone like a Ed Reed, wouldn't you first go out and make sure the facility is clean, make sure the athletic field is procured and it looks nice, that the players can actually go out there and practice? Ed Reed was his last day after he was fired or let go. He goes off again. And the players had to go pick up trash. But that is for the university, the athletic director, the person who's supposed to procure the field for the athletes and make sure they practice and play on the best surfaces possible. But it seems like the HBCUs feel as though you should just be glad that you got a scholarship in playing. And we know a lot about these administrations at these schools, that they're not run as good as the PWIs. The first thing they always say, we don't have the money. But then you should budget yourself. Make sure the money that you spend is spent wisely and spent properly. So now what you have Deion Sanders, you have Ed Rees, you have people in the media, people in the black community doing something that you don't need, and that's trashing HBCUs. This is horrible publicity for these member institutions. You have to understand, when you bring in a high-profile athlete of Ed Reed and Deion Sanders, you must be willing to spend the money to make money. They're not going to come in and want to deal with lackluster facilities, lackluster administration, an athletic director that they don't believe in. This is awful to watch, because this is black folks basically criticizing other black people and basically saying the highest institutions that we have in our community, which is educational, college, and university institutions, are not being run properly by our own educated boule. And that's bad to see, because you got PWIs, presidents, coaches, and athletic directors laughing at HBCUs. And this could be the death knell to Bethune-Cookman's football program or some other SWAC member institutions, because it's going to be looked down upon if you go there and play. This is a bad look. This is something that should not be happening at our universities and colleges, because we should have the best running these member institutions, and that they should have been in contact with Ed Reed. When Ed Reed came and said, Ed, what do we need to do right now? And if he said something, a few things that needed to be done, it should have been done right away. You wanted this Hall of Famer to coach your football team, and you know he's not used to these type of conditions. He went to Coral Gables, the University of Miami. He expect the field to be procured. He expect the facilities to be upgraded. Now, they don't have to be as good as Miami, but they have to be acceptable, and they were not at Bethune-Cookman. I want to thank you for listening to Black Site. I hope you subscribe to this channel, smash that like button, but also share this video.